Hi, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to keep talking about my NFT process. I'm working on a new collection, and this time I want to document my process. In the first video, I talked about how I build the structure for this 3D model using meta voxels. And then in the second video, I talked about how I apply the different artwork to it. And then in this video, what I want to do is kind of talk about how I'm going to take this model and kind of make different variations of it. I want to make at least 1,000. So one thing that I did was export this as an OBJ file, and when I did that, I noticed that it came with a PNG file. So technically, this PNG file is the skin that's being applied to this 3D model. So you can actually take this PNG file, import it into Photoshop, and then basically you can just make changes to it. Let's do this really quick. Now if you go back into Blender, you're not going to see the change right away. What you have to do is go into this material property tab, and then under base color, you're going to see that this is the file that's being applied to your 3D object. So all you have to do is kind of open the folder, locate the new file, or in my case, this is a file that I just made an edit to. So I'll select that, open the image, and here's the file, the new file being applied as a skin to the 3D object. And so now what I want to do is kind of generate 1,000 of these. But if I were to do this manually, like make 1,000 of these manually, will take forever. So in the next step, I'm going to show you how I'm actually going to use the hashlips art engine to kind of do that. So yeah, this is what I'll be using to generate my multiple NFT files. This is called the hashlips art engine, and I already actually went ahead and downloaded it here. I also took this the export texture file and kind of separated it into different layers, which we're gonna need when we start running the hashlips art engine. So the first thing I'm gonna do, you need to do is kind of open this folder, and then in the layers folder, I already went ahead and kind of put a copy of my different layers in here, because these sort of layers are you're going to be using to generate the different NFTs. Once you do that, you can just open the hashlips folder inside of a Visual Studio Code. Let me just make sure everything's right under this file. So I do want to generate 1,000 files, so that's correct. And here are my layers, which kind of match these here that I went ahead and changed earlier. So now all I have to do is kind of run the program. Just gotta wait a couple seconds and then I'll get going. So here it goes. It's generating the different texture files like this one by using all these layers. If you want to learn more about the hashlips under their GitHub, you can go into the documentation for it, and in here it kind of explains what the art engine does. So yeah, check that out if you want to learn more about that. And so now I think it's finished doing the 1,000 copies. So let's go look for them. So one thing that happened when you run this code, it actually makes a new folder called the build folder. And if you go back into your inside of the hashlips art engine folder, go inside of a build. This is the folder, the new folder that got generated. Go inside of images. This should be other different textures or skins that I'll be applying to my 3D object. So you can see there's 1,000 of them. So this is pretty cool. And so now what I can do is kind of use this by going back into Blender. And as I mentioned before, under the materials property, you can actually just choose any image to be used as a skin for your 3D object. In my case, I'm gonna go ahead. Let me go look for the images. Let me just, so yeah, this is it. Make sure this is the folder 1000, yes. So now I'm just gonna choose one randomly so you can see what happens. So yeah, I just chose number 357. This is what it looks like. Let me just go ahead and choose another one. So this is kind of cool. Let me just choose another one just for fun. This one looks okay. 160. So yeah, so what I did for my NFT artwork is kind of separated into the four different layers. The ears are one color, the mask is one color, one layer, then the face, and then the cross is like the mask decoration that I'm applying to it. So yeah, so I think my next step is kind of replacing one at a time here, and then saving the 3D object, and then exporting that or placing that onto OpenSea or some marketplace. And once I get to that step, I'll make another video and show you what I did in the end. Yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, make sure to subscribe for more. Thanks.